Good morning, good afternoon, or good evening, depending on your time zone. And welcome to Moral Compass 101. It's my sincere hope that you have had a beautiful week and the blessings of Jehovah have been your take. Mine has been okay, though it has been busy. And we have continued to wallow in the opulence of the grace of God and to enjoy His abundant grace. Before we continue, I'll invite you to subscribe to Moral Compass 101 so that we can continue to gather knowledge together. I'll also encourage you to like and share so that we can spread this knowledge. And last but not least, you can comment down there so that we can interact collectively. In our last topic, we dealt with xenophobic vigilantism, which we said has continued to obliterate the spirit of Ubuntu, which is I am because you are, and the entire social cohesion of Pan-Africanism. Today, we shall go back to our theme of the year, which is a human being who is becoming. And in that regard, the topic of the day is your life 100% self-responsibility entity. In other words, your life is 100% your self-responsibility. And this begs the question, what is self-responsibility? Our title begs the question, what is self-responsibility? Self-responsibility is the practice of owning your thoughts, your emotions, and your actions, and the outcome they contrive, and a requisite of proactive change, if need be, in refrainment from blame shift, but rather a depiction of congeniality to self. That when you become self-responsible, you can say without any iota of doubt that you can control your thoughts. Sometimes back, we had a topic, and I'll invite you to go back to the archives and check what I taught about who owns your mind. So if you can control your thoughts, your emotions, meaning you have a high emotional integrity, and your actions plus the outcome of these three items, then you are a self-responsible individual and you have a congeniality to self, or you relate well with yourself. Self-responsibility acts as an on-ramp to success, you being the architect of your own life with a total responsibility to the decisions you make, the actions you take, and the outcome thereafter. See, it eliminates the blame game that you blame people for whatever things that are supposed to be a responsibility. And remember, a while back we also tackled a topic at The topic was accountability, and we said, you are supposed to be accountable whatsoever on your actions, your emotions, and your thoughts or your mind, lest you keep blaming people right, left, and center for your mistakes. So, uh, it serves self-responsibility serves at the foundation of efficient and effective leadership in your life. This is not external leadership, but internal leadership in your life, and the key to influence other people regardless of your social status standings. You don't have to have a title. You don't have to be a leader in the community or in a certain group. But when you have self-responsibilities on yourself, on your life, then you stand a better chance to influence others regardless of your social status standings. And that's why people realize or can point you out that you stand a chance also to offer leadership to the community or to your group. Whilst I'm not ignorant, but well versed that sometimes external factors may influence outcomes, the ultimate control lies within your responses to those external factors. Yes, no man is an island. Sometimes circumstances will be against your thoughts, your emotions, or your actions. But regardless of that occurrence, the response is what determines the integrity of your self-responsibility. It's not what happens to you, but how you react to it is what matters. Remember that famous quote that life is 10% of what happens to you and 90% of how you react to it. The dichotomy of control persuades us to focus our energy entirely on what we can influence. That is, your thought, your emotions, and your actions. Philosophers, psychologists, and teachers of different levels, have taught previously that focusing on what is not within your confinement or your control will just continue squeezing out your energy and also giving negative vibes in life. But if you take your chance at every opportunity to control your thoughts, your emotions, and the outcomes that you contrive, then you have won the greatest battle of self-responsibility. This is how the sense of self-responsibility fosters a result-oriented mindset rather than a victim or a blame shift mentality. When you control your thoughts, when you control your emotions, and when you can control the outcome or the actions thereof, this is how self-responsibility fosters or triggers a result-oriented mindset rather than a shift of blame and a victim mentality. The articulation of self-responsibility hence demands three things. What does it demand? 1. Develop a growth mindset through clarity of purpose as an opportunity to learn and grow rather than insurmountable failures and at the same time helps you to become resilient during life challenging moments. That when you have a mindset that a clear mindset of purpose, you know, that is a growth mindset. And opportunities of setbacks are moments of learning rather than a perception of failure in your life. So you have to develop a growth mindset and clarity of purpose in order to have self-responsibility. Number two, set clear goals and priorities. Set clear goals and priorities. Self-responsibility thrives when you set clear goals and priorities in life. Success don't happen in a vacuum, neither in fortune or in happenstance. Success is contingent on your specific set goals and priorities within a certain lapse of time. That, success is not about fortune, it's not about fate. You should set clear goals. You should also have the audacity to run after those goals, the energy, focus, and the action within a certain lapse of time. That is what marks the short-term goals and the long-term goals, because time is also of great essence if you have to pursue your purpose. Unfortunately, a vast majority of people tend to negate that part of having specific set goals and claim that they live by faith. This, however, is a biased claim that I totally disagree with. Why do I disagree? I believe in faith, but I do totally disagree that you can bank, your negligence of having specific set goals and claim that you live by faith. Why do I say so? This is a biased claim that I totally disagree with, because faith is a substance of things that are hoped for. Hence, please note, hope is a specific set goal, meaning without hope as the ultimate objective, your faith is a belief in futility. See, you cannot claim that you are living by faith, because faith has to be founded on hope. And that hope is the ultimate objective. Hence, if you don't have the ultimate objective, then your faith is in futility. Number three, practice self-reflection. Assessing your daily life movement and progress through what I call quotidian life inventory, or QLI, is extremely important lest you keep moving without any substantive progress. There are people who just wake up in the morning, spend the whole day, and at the end of the day, they cannot account for anything productive that they did that particular day. So, adopt or practice a self-reflection every day. And in the near future, I'll teach about quotidian life inventory. That's a term that I coined that will help you ask the most important question at the close of every day. What did I achieve today? Self-reflection helps you to determine the areas you need to improve in your life. Apart from creating self-awareness, self-reflection likewise fortifies your ability to make conscious choices that aligns with your values and your objectives. I think that's self-explanatory. In closing, self-responsibility isn't a one-time decision, but rather a consistent daily decision that demands intention, effort, and resilience. Your path to purpose must be paved with self-responsibility, accountability, and relentless effort, lest you continue to dwell in the unpredictability chance of fortune. I'll repeat that statement, that your path to purpose must be paved with self-responsibility, accountability, and relentless efforts, lest you continue to dwell in the unpredictability chance of fortune. Until next time, please stay safe and choose self-responsibility. Blessings and shalom.